Arun, good morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yes. I'm sure for Thaddeus is there already. For Thaddeus.
I could see him.
A pleasant morning to all the participants. A hearty welcome to all of you for the third day National Web Conference hosted by the CBCI Office for Education and Culture.
Yes. I'm sure for Thaddeus is there already. For Thaddeus.
May I request all the participants
Same for the third
to
theme.
mute your mics and turn off your videos
Means no, we are all
for a
there.
better
Come in.
streaming and active participation.
Go back again. Start to restart. Close it and start the link again. Be online and do it and come.
This National Web Conference is hosted by the CBCI Office for Education and Culture in collaboration with Don Bosco Higher Education Institutions of India Network, DBHI, with the technical partner, Bosco Software Technologies Private Limited, and media partner, Don Bosco Institute of Communication Arts, DBCA.
Yeah.
We also wish a happy feast of the Ignatius of Loyola to all the Jesuits.
Yeah.
A wonderful service of education in our motherland. We wish all the participants a happy feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola. Dear participants, a hearty welcome for the third day of National Web Conference hosted by the CBC Office for Education and Culture. May I request all the participants to mute your mics and turn off your videos for a better streaming and an active participation.
Yes, Davis, can you hear me?
I'm here. I can hear you.
Good morning to all of you.
Yeah.
I welcome you all for the third day of National Web Conference hosted by the CBC Office for Education and Culture. May I request all the participants to mute your mics and turn off your videos for a better streaming and active participation. The third day National Web Conference is hosted by the CBC Office for Education and Culture in collaboration with Don Bosco Higher Education Institutions of India Network, DBHI, with the technical partners, Bosco Software Technologies Private Limited, and media partner, DBCA, Don Bosco Institute of Communication and Arts. We wish also a happy feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola to all the Jesuits for rendering a wonderful service of education in our motherland. Dear participants, we shall wait for a couple of minutes for others to join in this national web conference hosted by CBC Office for Education and Culture. Dear participants, a pleasant morning to every one of you. And a warm welcome to all the participants for the third day of National Web Conference hosted by the CBC Office for Education and Culture. May I request all the participants to mute your mics and turn off your videos for a better streaming and active participation.
Mute.
The third day of National Web Conference is being hosted by the CBCA Office for Education and Culture in collaboration with Don Bosco Higher Education Institutions of India, DBHI Network, with the technical partners, Boscosoft Technologies Private Limited, and media partner, DBCA, Don Bosco Institute of Communication and Arts. We also wish a happy feast of St. Ignatius of Loyola to all the Jesuit brethren for rendering their wonderful service of education in our motherland. Once again, I extend a warm welcome and invite all the participants for the third day of National Web Conference hosted by the CBC Office for Education and Culture.
Davis, can we start? Davis. Can we start, Father?
Yeah, do you have a, I'm ready. Do you have a prayer or something to start so that we can start with the prayer?
You want me to start? I can.
Yeah, start with a prayer or a song. Do you have?
I think all of them should mute, because it's too much. Shall I present? Shall I start with a song, Father? Davis, can I start with a song?
Dear participants, a pleasant morning to every one of you. I request all the participants to mute your mics and turn off your videos for a better streaming.
Fathers, shall we start? Because I think it's already 11:05, Father.
Oh, sorry, Father. Good morning.
Good morning, Father, because
I'm waiting for Maria Charles. I thought he was there.
he was
Maria
there.
Charles? Just 1 minute. I'll just call him. Camera is not problem.
Excuse us, Father, there is some beep sound. Is that from the technical department? If that could be put off.
Yeah. Technical team must not keep this tune off, muting. Muting cannot be heard by others. If it doesn't, we don't hear. Yeah, please let them silence it.
Father Arun, good morning.
Morning.
Father Maria Charles is having some issue. Just one few seconds. He'll come.
Father, shall we start? Because I have to go.
Okay. So then I request for Father Davis to please introduce. So welcome to the third day.
So warm welcome to everyone for the third day of the webinar. And we are sorry for the slight. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. Today's topic is on teacher engagement. We have an expectation that students should be engaged in their learning. That same expectation holds good for teachers in their teaching. Educators need to be engaged and enthusiastic about what they are teaching. Today, digital technology is shaping the way we live and work. It is creating a new set of beliefs, fears, and aspirations. Digital skills have become one of the most important skills of the 21st century. The present generation of young people are netizens and have been shifting from the old traditional learning to digital learning and using already many educational technology. And it's not the case with many teachers and even management. Getting the teachers acquainted with neo-normal teaching and learning methodology is a major challenge. Teachers need creative and innovative methods in migrating to online platform. Adoption to digital technology, using seamlessly e-learning resources provided by the government and private organizations, and handling the diversity of students require upskilling of our teachers. Teachers must also interact with parents to enable their children to participate in blended learning from conventional system. Besides knowledge in academics, teachers also need to learn new dynamics to cope with attention deficiency, mental health of children, creative ways of assessing children's learning capacity. Teachers need training in accompanying children virtually. Teachers need a new set of pedagogy to cope with teaching children whom they do not interact with face to face. What would be the new pedagogy? How can teachers be accompanied to adopt these new ways of teaching and accompanying students? Today we have Dr. Joe Arun SJ, Director of Loyola Institute of Business Administration, to talk to us regarding the management strategies that can be adopted. He is a great educator himself, and in spite of the fact that today the Jesuits are having the feast of their founder, he is here today, through Ignatius, igniting our minds with sparks and fires. I know Father Dr. Arun has been conducting lots of programs for colleges, for professors, for teachers, and I too have attended one of his talks given to us solutions. I can see the fire that he lights. Today, I'm sure through this webinar that he is giving to us on management strategies, the thought he will share to us fires. Thank you, Dr. Joe Arun, for today's webinar. Please take on the stage.
So thank you
Father
very
Arun,
much,
please.
Father Davis, and
Yes,
thank
Father.
you very much, Father Charles, and particularly I want to thank Father Davis who contacted me, and I'm sitting in midst of Salesians on my feast day. It's very strange because we used to, so, but I have my mass. I am preaching and I'm singing. My mass is going to be at 11:45, but yet I will try to manage because I thought 10:45 we could start. Okay. I will straight away, I will share my screen. I think all of you are seeing my screen. Father Davis?
Yes, sure. Your screen is on.
Yes. Okay. I'm showing this. There sees my screen. I think. Father Davis.
Yes, screen is on. Father, go ahead.
Yes. So I am asked to contribute today. It's just a series that you have gone through. Today I will talk about how teachers can engage themselves, how
Sound is
management
getting
can
affected here.
support
Yeah. Sound.
teachers today. What I call engaging virtually. It's going to be a collective enterprise because it's not going to be like any other time. Any other time, example, any other time, it is separately, individually we have been doing. But there should be a collective approach to all of us, teacher, parent, management, student. All of us have to come together and strategize for the new normal teaching. So I will share with you about 10 minutes how a teacher himself or herself can empower in order to engage the students and the parents and the management in this enterprise, which is unprecedented. The whole idea that I have is this is my thesis. If anybody asks you what Father Joe Arun talked about today, this is my thesis. There must be a significant and paradigmatic change in the thought process of teachers and the management in the ways we look at education today, because it has moved to digital or called virtual. Why I am calling thought process? Life hinges upon the way you look at life, the what we call worldview. So the thought process has to change. The management can provide you technology. Management can provide you any number of sources, resources. But if you don't change your thought process, you will not be able to efficient, effective. That's what I'm saying. You need a mindset before your skill set. Let us not talk about skill set. Let us talk about mindset. This is my thesis today. This is my argument based on which I will help you understand what we need to do today, engage teachers. Let me start with something saying that what normally learning does to a student or anybody who learns. At the end of learning, a student must have acquired these three capacities: rational capacities, emotional capacities, and moral capacities. Rational capacities to think critically, form opinions, solve problems. Emotional capacities, there must be a certain amount of maturity, compassionate, understanding, flexibility, emotional capacities. Understand the context. Moral capacity to decide, to choose between the good and evil. See, these are the capacities of a learned person. This is what we aim tacitly or intacitly. Most of the time we do this. Normal learning should do this. But what happens today, the learning when we normally, before COVID, where do these emotional, moral capacities are developed? Not in classrooms, but outside the classrooms, in canteen, in cafe, in games, festivals, fights, misunderstanding, all these areas of developing emotional and moral capacity. But today, we miss this. Emotional capacities, no. Moral capacities, no. What do we focus on? Virtual learning, rational capacities, knowledge, cerebral. Therefore, what we have to do today teachers also go through this. Teachers' emotional and moral competence is also not measured. You are going to measure the teaching of a teacher through how does he involve, how does he interact with others, how does he interact with other teachers, how does he interact with other professors or the teachers. So the content delivery is going to be measured. Therefore, we are in a very difficult situation. We are going to produce intellectually giants, but emotionally pygmies. They are not going to be good and true citizens. This is a challenge I pose in front of all of you, particularly teachers. How do we mitigate this challenge? Therefore, I am asking, teachers need to develop a digital competence that connects organically. I am using the word organically with students and parents. I will explain what is organically I mean. The digital competence that you need to have that connects with the students and parents organically. The digital competence, what I mean, a teacher must be able to use technology. Today, you see how much Father Davis and others have struggled to say, mute your audio. You know, how many of us muted the audio? Simple. I'm telling you about simple thing. If you don't do this, you are not going to really benefit from virtual learning. Not simply using, how effectively use technology that makes up for moral, emotional formation of students. So this is the digital competence we need today for teachers. So therefore, I was given a topic, management strategies, what I call strategic change. I'm going to give you 4 that is also going to be quick. I'm sorry that I will not be able to stay on with you, but I can come back later also to spend a lot of time with you. But I'm doing so many webinars with other groups because I want to contribute to today's teaching fraternity from my point of view. Want to accompany those people who want to get on with this to the post-COVID world. So the 4 strategic change strategies I would like to suggest. Change your thought process. Quickly adapt to digital platforms. Management must build support systems and keep a strategy called PIME. Plan, implement, monitor, evaluate. I will explain all these 4 quickly. The thought process change that a teacher must have, I've been telling everywhere, there is a shift should happen. So far, a teacher was transferring knowledge. But today, and in the post-COVID world, he has to create knowledge. From knowledge transfer to knowledge creation. Know the data. What is knowledge creation? Know the data. Critically look at the data. Apply to the context and its issue and solve a problem. So far, we have not been solving a problem. This is what says, what is learning? Learning is nothing but this. Okay. Does this learning is applicable to this context? Can this learning can solve a problem? If a learning does not solve a problem, it's not a learning. Solve a problem of a community, society, individuals. Therefore, a knowledge for a knowledge's sake is empty. Useless. Therefore, every learning must make. That's why education empowers the community. So far we have been transferring knowledge. Now we cannot transfer knowledge. We have to create knowledge. That solves the problem of the people. Therefore, the technology today, the thought process you have to change is you are not in control. So far, a teacher was in control, a management, a principal was in control of the school. No. Now, technology. Today, this Don Bosco Technology Private Limited can control all of us. Now I am talking to you, suddenly he can switch me off. Finished. The session is over. Whose control? technology controls. The locus of control in virtual platforms have gone to technology from teachers, students, management. Therefore, the responsibility of learning lies in each one of us. Nobody can say, teacher did not teach me. Nobody can say, teacher cannot say, the management is not doing anything for me. No, that's old days. In the post-COVID world, in today's virtual learning, you need to get into technology. You need to befriend technology. That's most important. Otherwise, you're not be able to connect organically with the student wherever she is with the ways of using platforms. He might be in the village. He might be in a nook and corner. You must be able to connect. You might say there is no net connection. With the small WhatsApp, you must be able to transfer your knowledge, simplify your knowledge, and share it with him. Over a WhatsApp voice message, you could transfer every day 4 or 5 concepts. So you must need to emotionally connect. What is he going through? His father must be drunken. The mother will be sick, and he must be learning. But you must empathize with that person. Don't worry, your father will soon come out of this drinking. I'm praying for your mother. Don't worry. Shall we learn something today? So you must connect that context. So far, we have not been doing. All of you sit down, shut up. I'm telling you today what I'm going to tell you. Finished, over. Now, today, no. You cannot connect like that. So you need to adapt. Second one, you need to adapt quickly to digital platforms. Therefore, you need to unlearn the previous teaching skills and pedagogies. This is totally different. You see, look at, I have been teaching 180 students in my management in school. Today, I am shouting in front of one small screen. You know what I have to do? I have to imagine there are 180 people, there are 472 people in the whole platform. I imagine. So the imagination is very, very important quality of a teacher. Now, I need to learn very differently. I need to be also humble. I don't know. Say, I don't know. Learn. Patient. Be patient. Management has to be very patient with the teacher who's been now reskilling himself to technology. You shouldn't say, oh no, you're not learning, you go away. No. Be patient. Give time. Learn. I have not seen like this. Some people will not be able to even sit in front of a screen. They will be showing their nose, their mouth. Tell them. Coach them. Coach them. So, life coach, type of life coach. You need to work on, adapt to this. There are plenty of platforms. I don't need to tell you. Plenty of platforms available. It's cheap to the highest rate, and the small one, everybody can. Nobody can say that I don't have facility. All of us have got a small mobile phone, can teach anything. That is what UNESCO is saying. Own your own device. I can tell you, the lowest rung of the village, people are watching in the mobile phone 3-hour film, downloading it. Now they have to be taught and formed, direct, guided to command to learning systems. Therefore, a teacher must change his thought process. He's going to be not human, not machine, humation. I'm using this new word which I coined, saying, you must become a humation. Because you're a technological, but you don't lose your humane quality. You must inject humaneness into digital platform. You are called to do this. Therefore, you need to work on becoming humation. Some people tell me all the time, it is difficult to connect emotionally with students virtually. How come it is so very difficult? How will they understand me? But you can. You can. How? Look at, I will give you an example. You ask a boy, he says, I am a fan of Naseeruddin Shah. I am fan of Shah Rukh Khan. I am fan of Amitabh Bachchan. Here in Tamil Nadu, I am fan of Rajinikanth. Ask him, have you seen him physically? No. Then how did he get this? I have seen his film after film. You know what happens? There is a visual connect, emotional connect. Yes, a student or a person in somewhere in the village, rustic village, is able to connect with Rajinikanth somewhere. How? Virtual film. Therefore, a teacher must make visuals, films, stories, connect, imagine, give him that level of connect. We can. Therefore, if he could come a fanatic fan, but I tell you, virtual platform is the best platform to make your student connect with you, and they will become fan for you. You will become a hero, and you will become a rock star, in my opinion. Therefore, you need to be creative, innovative. Story. You must develop a story to that connects. You connect what you are saying with the non-concrete areas. When I am teaching about strategy, I must talk about strategy of a particular company doing in my management. When I'm talking about a chemistry, how does it normal water works? What is that? So I must connect everything so visually. In Finland, they do all the time. When they want to teach fish, they pour water. You put the water in the fish, and afterwards, what they do? They show to the children to watch the fish in the floor, and everybody watches. Here, what we have been doing, we have been drawing fish that has been looking like a rat. The girl goes to the house, he sees the rat. Oh, mummy, fish. It's not a fish, it's a rat. No, my mummy, Mitch told me. That will change. Visuals, videos, gamings. Gaming is very important here. I can tell you about gamification in learning later sometime, and when I get time, I will show you. Competitions, what are gaming competitions? So the game theory is all about competitions. What are gamifications? You must connect. That's the way you can connect with your students. So technology is dynamic. Today's technology is tomorrow. New versions come every day. Therefore, a teacher should be dynamic in her skills and pedagogies. In today's skills is not tomorrow's skills. It will change. WebEx, when you are using WebEx, is different from Zoom. When you are using Zoom from Microsoft Teams. Therefore, management should upgrade constantly these platforms. We cannot demand only teachers. So the management should support the teachers. Build a robust digital platforms in your schools and college. Avoid spending in buildings. Don't build buildings. Build platforms. Digital platforms. The world live is a virtual. Therefore, we need to go there from the physical buildings to virtual. Mentor, counsel each teacher. There must be a mentor for every teacher in the college, school, because that's what needed. Each teacher must be counsel mentor today, more than the students. Therefore, their management should accompany the teachers in their skilling, reskilling, and their mental health and their situations everywhere. So therefore, I'm saying, plan.
Father Joe, your time is running short. Father Joe,
Finishing. Plan every day, not one day. Implement collectively and collaboratively, not alone, everybody. Put in place a good and objective monitoring system. What is learned, what is taught, everything. And assess and evaluate regularly the learning system. If you follow this spine, we can constantly improve and upgrade, and we can connect.
hello. Okay. That was a very engaging session by Father Joe. And I told you that he's a true liar, Ignatian, who sparks fires and ignites us. And true to his capacity, his passion, he has given us such an engaging session. And we are very grateful to Father Joe for being here with us on this occasion to do that. And he has talked to us very enlightening in very enlightening manner, and the importance of the 4 strategies that he spoke about, and to become not a machine but a machine or someone with emotion, and to inculcate a sense of capacity building in the teachers, not only in their rational aspect, but to be able to connect emotionally and morally. And feeling positivity, productivity, connectivity is important, especially for the teacher of our times. And I'm very grateful to Father Joe for all the inputs that he has given to us. And I'm sure we will hear from him again and again. And if there are any want to ask any questions to Father Joe, he's got a couple of minutes only. He's already going. We have one or two questions that we can take to Father Joe. After that, he will hurry to go back. Just one or two questions. One question. Okay. Let's see. You need to unmute. Who is one who's asking should unmute his mic. Otherwise, Father can't hear. Please
The
ask the
questions
question again.
can be given in the chat box.
Yeah, or give it in the chat box, and our technicians will show it on the screen. Can we have the question in the chat box?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, ask the question, please.
Yeah. Actually, there is a quite limited talk is really and I have a problem competence. So,
Yes.
concern about our digital technology because of the COVID era. So now I just want to know with the new policy that which we have started. I do not know how much we are able to educate our teachers in the institutions. So I just want to ask whether Joe Arun are there by which we can still hope for with the new education policy which is going that we can train our teachers in the institutions so in the society.
Yes, Father Joe, can you answer that question? Father Joe, you are still there? How can we assist our teachers to engage virtually? I think Father Joe is already gone. Is he there?
Is
Father
there?
Joe?
Is there?
Yeah.
Is there?
Indeed, digital literacy is one of the main competencies that teachers should have in the 21st century teaching learning situation. Father Joe, can you share a little bit on that? Father Thaddeus, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Did he get the question, Father Joe? There? Now, when we speak about digital competencies,
Father, I can answer the question after my session. I do not know if Father Joe is here. I think he left, I think.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Father Maria Charles can go ahead. I don't know if Father is there. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think we will, Father Arun has gone, I think. So we will go ahead. The next speaker, Father Thaddeus, who is the principal of our Don Bosco College, Yelagiri, and has been on our webinars for the past two webinars too, and one of the main organizers here, together with Father Maria Charles. And he would like to speak on the digital transformation that is going to induce structural changes in schools and colleges. There's a lot of changes that is going to take place in the instructional environment, learning patterns, and essential components of education institutions are going to change. There will be a change in the one-to-one interaction that Father Arun also was speaking about. Today, we are not in a physical classroom, we are in a virtual classroom. And the challenges and possibilities of this new learning environment are immense. And our speaker, this time, Father Thaddeus, will share the pedagogies that we can adopt to this new field. Digital technology is indeed a powerful means for communicating information, knowledge, and experience. And Father Thaddeus, with his vast experience, especially as a computer expert, also is a right person to give us an input on this environment and pedagogy for this session.
Thank you. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, your screen is, you are on, but screen is not on. You have to share the screen.
Now?
Okay, your screen is on.
Okay. Thank you. I'll close this window. So good morning, fathers, brothers, sisters, and all those who are participating in this program.
Good morning, Father.
Thank you. So on this theme of teacher engagement, Father had given the strategies which the management have to take. I am focusing on two things of environment and pedagogy. The learning environment and pedagogy. COVID, the role of teachers is changing. When the lockdown 1 was announced, when the students were getting into holidays, the teachers were asked to come to work. And there was a campaign, keep teachers safe. And of course, teachers started working from home. But the main issue is how to engage the teachers in academic area. Some institutions gave them non-academic work, and many institutions were not prepared to do things online. There was no e-learning platform, there was no access to database, no devices, and so on. So there came in differences among the institutions. Institutions which were already into this could go ahead even with their teaching or to the students. But institutions that were not prepared, the teachers were left unengaged, and some institutions even stopped paying the salary. The teachers were put in trouble. And as a result, some of them started their own small business, that selling some snacks, going for this 100 days work. The future of teachers is at stake to some extent if this COVID continues. But another point is, before COVID-19, the teachers were mostly a lecturer, most of the schools covering the syllabus and preparing for the examinations. In fact, when I took a session on outcome-based education, some teachers asked me, this is not our work. We just come and teach and we conduct exams. We cannot be preparing the curriculum, connecting the outcomes and so on. So the entire teaching community is not prepared for a change. However, the role of teacher in post-COVID is not the same. It has to be totally different. In fact, today, 2.7 million teachers in India are not trained to deal with the challenges of education as per UNESCO. And they are setting up task forces to train the teachers. So this is the current scenario, and we are aware that in our country, the national education policy has been approved and it comes into implementation. So I put forward again the same question. What is the future of schools and colleges? We are not sure. There is no certainty. What does the future hold? Will the institutions change? Will they continue to exist with all our challenges? What must we do in order to exist? This is a serious question for thought. But what are schools and colleges in the future can be determined. It can be a prediction or it can be a determination, a definition to move forward. This is possible because of the current status of our education. We can look into the future of education will always be there. Schools can get transformed. Schools can get a different thing, but education for the young and the children will remain always. And the challenges that is shaping this future are the technology, which has become very rapid and dramatic in this COVID era, the diversity of learning environments, the learning requirements. And today the focus is on outcome, skill, and not the content. And we need to redefine the pedagogies. And there is more knowledge about human learning that is acquired. A child can learn anything. It is not a zero, a blank slate in which you try to put in something. So there's a change in the thought process. And there are so many problems we have with our traditional educational paradigm too. The curriculum is obsolete. The students are disengaged. And there is inequality among the schools. In the same country, there's inequality. Among the countries, there are inequalities. It calls for a different future, and the schools and colleges have to move towards it. So in this scenario, I just want to ask a few questions to you. If you don't mind, you can go to menti.com. Just type menti.com and just type menti.com and give the code 155453. Just you will open, click menti.com. It is given, the link is given in the chat box. Just click menti.com and go give the code 155453 and you will find this question. I would like you to just type 3 aspects of a learning environment. According to you, what makes a school environment? Because it is an environment that a child grows. First of all, in the family, then in the school. So can you just type, are you able to get this? Father Davis, are you able to get? Just click on that
site
chat box, you click on that, you will get and use the code 155453, what you see on top, and just answer.
Yeah. Right to the code. 153. According to your mission change aspects of the learning environment.
Okay, we are getting different answers. You can just try.
Try
There
one
are three
answer.
aspects of a learning. What makes a learning? Actually, what makes your school? Books. Books seems to be the most important. Books, teacher-student relations, knowledge transmission.
Yeah.
Yeah, books. Three aspects of a learning environment. The books is the one that is holding on. Others can come in. Or elements that make up a thing. Interaction, communication, student engagement, still teachers, books. Actually, teachers and students come into the environment, right? Creativity. Okay. What about the classroom? Classroom, ground, playground. Okay, classroom is there. Teachers, books, teachers. The teachers and the students come into the environment. Okay, let me go to, books. So our focus is on the content, right? Books, teachers. Okay. So environment contains many things. We have classrooms, we have laboratory, we have library, we have playground, the atmosphere, all that. Okay, the most important we are seeing is classroom or books and teachers. Okay, let me take you to the next question. This is slightly difficult. It's a choice you have to give. Can give one choice. That's Harvard University is different from other top universities in the world. What makes that difference? What makes that difference among this? Okay, teachers, good teachers is the highest teachers. Facilities, location, teachers. Others can try what makes a difference. If you are able to go into menti.com, you have to open another tab, menti.com. In the chat box, the link is given. Just press that link and give the code as 155453. So facilities make a difference in the Harvard University. Right, teachers still out of 64 answers, 26, 31, 32, 34 are saying facilities in the institution.
Maybe environmental.
I just want in these four, the environment includes the facilities, the location, all put together is environment. Out of that,
Infrastructure.
facilities. Okay, right. Actually, according to a study, the one that is most the differentiating factor of Harvard are the teachers. The teachers are teaching the materials they have made. They create knowledge and they share that with the students. A lot of case studies on what they are doing. So that's it on this. The next one is slightly maybe difficult. Try this. Another question I like to ask is, what is pedagogy? We have heard so much about pedagogy. So what is pedagogy according to you? You can look at pedagogy, different a method of teaching. Whatever you agree, just click, drag the mouse and put the thing where you agree. Whether you strongly agree or disagree. Left side is strongly disagree, strongly agree. So what is it that makes pedagogy? Is it a method of teaching or profession of teaching or structuring the curriculum or accompanying the students? So as it stands now, it is more accompanying. Out of 5 answers, 9, 12 have answered, 14 have answered. Yes, more can answer. They are saying that accompanying students is the highest. Yes. So you can look at pedagogy. When you use the word pedagogy, even in our NEP, so much is given on curriculum and pedagogical structure change. So what is it that makes a difference? Good.
Structuring
So
curriculum.
Okay, each one structuring curriculum. Actually, we are right. Most of us have said accompanying students. A student can be at different level on different platform. Structuring curriculum is pedagogy. Profession of teaching is pedagogy. Method of teaching is pedagogy. But above all, accompanying students is more important. Let me come back to the presentation. So looking at this. Now, let's look at what is happening in our country. While we are discussing this, it's very fitting that we have the National Education Policy 2020. The materials they have made, they create knowledge and they share a lot of. Are you able to see my screen?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, now it's come. Now it's come.
Okay. Can you see the screen? Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the new education policy is giving us all this. It's very fitting. Of course, there is a major change in the curricular pedagogical framework 3+3+4. There is a stress on reduction curriculum, focus on skills, ICT integration. All these are coming in. It involves a lot of challenges. Of course, you're focusing on the holistic development of the student. So there's no separation of curricular and all that. Pedagogies are being stressed on experiential learning, peer tutoring, integrated pedagogy, equal weightage for all, and use technology. So innovation is thought of, already given very strongly in the new pedagogy. So now for me, learning environment is actually diverse locations, different locations where the children learn, the various contexts in which they learn, with all their ethos, with their struggles, with their positive thing, and the cultures, the way the school or the college presents it, the pedagogy, the curriculum, the policies, everything put together is the learning environment for a child. In fact, National Education Policy number 12 is very clear. The learning requires curriculum, pedagogy, formative assessment, infrastructure, resources, technology. All these make up the learning environment. So we need to address all this. As Father Joe said, from the building, investing on building, we have to invest on the changing the dynamic aspects of learning environment. When it comes to digital learning environment, all these things are there, but some of them stand out. Now there are, first is the digital learning platform. Digital learning platform is, there are 3 things which stand out. One, that is the digital platform, the devices and the connectivity. Platform, devices, connectivity is possible throughout the country. Some of us say it is not possible in places where there is no electricity. Don't worry, platform is the cloud. It is there on top. Devices, you can have a mobile phone. Mobile phone is the revolution in our country. Mobile phone is bringing a great revolution in our country. We cannot deny it. 20 million people had connected with the internet with mobile phone 2000. It became 100 by 2010. It has become 300 million by 2015. And 2020, it is becoming 600. By 2025, it's going to be 1 billion people connected. And that is the way the India is growing. The poor in India have access only to cheap smartphone and cellular data. So we need to take advantage of it. Most of our institutions will hesitate how to bring mobile phone to the classroom. It's a very big challenge for us to really confront and bring out some changes. Connectivity is going to happen. From what we are seeing, today we are getting connected. Even today, we are not fully connected, but at least place the ground for devices to begin to talk to each other among the students, among the staff, and the platform, the cloud. You have multiple platforms. I want to give some examples. This is for learning English. Two people from Jaipur, they come with a wonderful platform where so many are learning today. It is just to communicate in English. Those who are not studied, they can use this application and communicate. It's only for English. And we have other thing which is open source, Moodle, which should come into every campus. The Moodle by which the entire learning environment is created. The teachers, the parents, the students, the daily lessons, schedule, what is happening, what the students can see in their mobile phone, their smartphone, their tablet, anywhere. So there's a lot of learning is required to get into this platform. It provides everything of the new pedagogy, collaborative or flexi or flipped or online assessment. Today, most of the institutions are going for online class without knowing, just replacing, reproducing the same. It is not so. So we need to have the platform in place. And another example I would like to give is of this Excel is prepared for the country. It is done by Nandan Nilekani, who is trying to create an open source platform by which the students can learn mathematics and literacy. Anybody can give content to that and add sheets. You can create, and it's a wonderful platform which most of our institutions can opt for it, can become part of it. This is the one that is where you can join, create material, use, and it is wonderful. It's all Indian initiative to bring in the change, to construct knowledge by anyone. So I am not going to show all this. You can go through the lessons which are prepared any language. So once somebody creates something, the child can create. I don't want to show due to lack of time. You go through this. If a child creates, it is available to the whole country. You can search on any topic from LKG to 12th standard. The lessons can be put inside here. So that is a beautiful thing that is happening in the country. And this has analytics. Analytics means what is the learning level of the students, where they are making mistakes, including the mathematics, where they are making mistakes and how to correct. So this platform is an open platform. Likewise, there are multiple digital learning platforms. We need to choose what is fitting for us and put all these platforms are in the cloud. So wherever you are, we can have always access, provided you know how to do it. And that is the first thing is the platform. Second is the device. And third is the connectivity that makes our environment different from the conventional learning environment. There is also need for change in pedagogy, no doubt. I'm not going to talk about all the changes because even if I say, unless you apply, we have heard about cooperative learning, collaborative learning, peer learning, flipped learning, flexible learning, scaffolding, all these techniques have to be applied in real context. But the change in pedagogy is a must, because the future of education is moving towards it. So we need to give personalized learning. It is coming out very strongly in the NEP, a diversified learning, and we need to include technology. There is no education in the future without technology. The outcomes have to be defined from first standard onwards for every semester, what they are supposed to learn at the end of the semester. And as I said, the human learning process is changing. And all these things and the motivation of the students while taking class in the classroom, regular classroom, easy for the teachers to keep control of the students. We were struggling already in the conventional classroom. Now the challenges are more. Some students may not pay attention, but what methods to use? How do you motivate? How to engage? So it needs a paradigm shift in the pedagogy. I will ask one more question we shall do on the polling. It's a very important one. So I just wanted to, digital technology has to come into the learning environment. There are many things which we need to do. I will just ask you to rank what is the most important, and let's do a polling on this, and let us find out how we are understanding all these aspects. Please go to the menti.com. I'm sharing that menti.com. Can you see my screen?
96 or 47.
Yeah, just I have given some requirements which is needed to make this learning environment integrated the digital technology. According to you, what comes first? You have to rank it. Just go to the menti.com, give the code as 155453. If you already given, it is there. Are you able to get Father Davis? Father Davis.
Got it.
Got it?
Yes.
I am not getting.
You got it.
Yes, coming.
Yes.
Keep, please try now.
Got it.
You can say what is, so one has answered so far, others can try.
Got it.
Just try to rank. That is, I have, see, these are all aspects which we need to look into. Digital competency for all, student responsibility, parent support. Parent support is needed when we put up the, when we create this learning environment. So we need to be connected with the parents. And of course, learning resources are important. We need to provide devices. Only 4 have answered. Others can try. Good, 8 have answered. Okay, 10, internet connectivity. The student responsibility is given the least, but okay, institutional funding. So digital competency, teaching capability is number 2. Digital devices, parent support, rich learning, internet connectivity, student responsibility. So without funding, you cannot bring in a platform, develop the competency of the people, all that matters. So 50 have answered. Some more can answer, 53. So that's it, parent support. Good, is coming out well. Actually, the learning resources are in abundance. Okay, there is no problem. We have MOOCs everywhere. The digital platform that is given by country, it gives us, the digital platform gives us, Diksha is there, and what do you call, Swayam is there, and so many other NPTEL and even for the schools, that's not a problem with the learning resources. Something else is needed to integrate this digital technology into learning environment. Good. I think funding is also important. If the institution do not do funding, I think there are more principals here. They don't want to make an investment for digital technology and learning environment, right? Okay, so good. 110 have answered. It remains, the first is the digital competencies. No doubt, all of us have to learn and adapt ourselves, and the teacher's capability has to be increased. Parent support is needed. The community, it's a community work, and devices have to be provided. Regarding the digital devices, I like to say that today everybody is going for a smartphone. That will come in. If 1 billion Indians are going to have smartphone by 2025, most of the students will come in. And student responsibility has to be instilled. Internet connectivity will become easier day by day. So as far as we see, there is a revolution taking place with respect to technology, but we need to have an evolution process in place to build up the digital competency and the teaching capability.
Tadeusz, your time is running short.
Yes, I'll finish further.
Yeah. We can take up some questions after that.
Yeah, I'll do.
Yeah.
You have to share again. I'm sharing again my screen.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my presentation screen?
Not yet.
Now?
Now it's come.
Okay.
Now it's come. Yeah.
So I think we have understood what is needed to make.
Others, please mute the mic. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So we have understood that the most important digital competency, the teacher capability, availability of resources, connectivity, all these things you have to work from different perspectives. So coming to the end of it, let's know that the role of the teacher is changing. So that's it. We need to work towards it. The teacher has to be a digital specialist to design powerful learning. And the whole new NEP, the National Education Policy, is asking for the change, curriculum development, and so on. And partner in learning. We learn with the students. We get their feedback and connect and activate this connection. Each student has got a problem. Parents may have issues. We have issues now as we get connected. There are many who are calling up and asking, my mic is not working. The problem is with us, in our play, we may not have given the right configuration, right setting. And community building. We have to build a community with the students. All these aspects, whatever challenge we pose, there is a solution this way. And it is given beautifully in the article number 5 of our new policy. We need to revive the high respect for teachers and the high status of the teaching profession. We have to restore the very best to be inspired to enter the profession, well motivated and empowered to innovate, to guarantee the best possible future for our children and nation. So it's a great task, great mission ahead. And it's very nice that we have come to this. So let's make our teachers digital specialists, pedagogy innovators, and passionate educators in God's kingdom. I think that is possible. We as a Catholic Church, as Christians in India, we have that passion to work for the people to bring out a change. The policies of the government may not be fully appealing for us, but I see there is something on which we can work and strengthen our base, strengthen our mission and reaching out to the poorest, the target youth, and so on. So let's work on this. How do we make our teachers digital specialists, pedagogy innovators, not the same style of classroom teaching, guru on the stage, but how do you participate and build knowledge to become like Harvard in some way, that we create knowledge. If you look at the X step, platform, Xtep platform, there every child, every parent, teacher is called to construct knowledge and share the knowledge with the entire educative community. So it is possible that we can do this, and this is the task ahead for us. Thank you.
Thank you, Father Thaddeus, for this beautiful input in your session regarding learning environment and pedagogy. With your expertise, you have really made our minds very clear regarding what we need to do to become the teachers of the present time. And indeed, if we as teachers do not adopt the digital technology, we can become marginalized in the contemporary educative society. And if our students don't get the best brains, the teachers, to teach them in these modern times, then they stand to lose out. And it is important that teachers must become capable of adapting to this new virtual world and become professionals in this field of teaching, overcoming conventional methods and adopting the new methodologies and new platforms that are available. And you have shared so wonderfully about so many platforms and wonderful ways in which, in spite of the difficulties and iniquity that is there in the country, we still can have the possibility of accessing many of these platforms that government is providing, private agencies are providing, and many of these are free applications. Thank you for the wonderful input. And we will take now some questions from the participants to you, and we can listen to your sharing on that. The participants are welcome to ask the questions or to type them in the chat box, and our technology experts will share it on the screen. Sound. Yes, Father.
Marie Charles is not heard. Father Charles, we cannot hear you.
But Arun had spoken about the change in the mindset. Thaddeus has spoken about acquiring new skill set. And we would like some participants to come forward and ask questions to Father Thaddeus with regard to what he has shared. I think the sound link is gone. I can't hear.
Those who like to ask questions can post it on the chat box. I can see it, no problem.
Yeah, okay.
One question is there, how do you provide differential approach to students who are differently able and those who are facing challenges emotionally? Of course, I am not an expert in working with students who are differently able, but there is a separate section. As far as software tools are concerned, processes are concerned, we could always connect with them and we can find ways. See, basically what happens today with the augmented reality, virtual reality, artificial intelligence, the strengths and weakness of any child can be identified. I have not gone into that AR, VR, and AI because we are still in the first level of setting up the platform, connecting with the devices, and making the process effective. So there are ways. This is a specialized education. There are ways already in practice now. We could connect you with that if you are working for what do you call disadvantaged or not disadvantaged children, what do you call disabled children. Okay. How to achieve this competency, the teachers to meet the new challenges. It is continuous. It's not an event. It's a process. We need to have a plan to empower the teachers with a digital competency program, and they must work online. We were having a Bosco LMS workshop once, and some schools or some colleges took part in the theory, and they did not take part in the practical session. When you found out that they did not have laptops at home, they are having smartphones. So I say that for us to get connected, please get into at least the smartphone. The smartphone, internet-enabled smartphone, with that you connect and let the teachers work. Let everything be done through this. And there, give a mail ID for all the students, all the teachers. Google is very open to that. If you are an official education institute, Google platform is giving it freely. For us, we got 12,000 mail IDs with unlimited storage space for every teacher and every student. So we need to continuously develop. And of course, Microsoft is also giving today. Microsoft team is giving it freely for education institutions. So we need to continuously develop them. We have to get feedback. Any system, in the system we have, the environment and the feedback. Set the environment. Whatever devices they have, don't bother. If you're starting with a smartphone, it's good. But let everybody be hooked onto that. Let everybody be on a Moodle platform. You are able to manage. Now we have started online classes in our university, and some departments said they will mark the attendance in the attendance system. It is not possible. And they were expecting all the students to be present online. It is not possible because some students may not get connectivity. It is called flexi learning. What is more important is whether the student has done the job, whether he has logged in and learned. So the way we think of the entire teaching learning process is different. I hope I have answered to that sister who asked this question. So it is a continuous process of training, monitoring, and bringing. That's why Father said PIME. That is true. Or in the words of Deming's, according to Deming's philosophy, plan, do, check, act upon. PDCA. Repeat it. There are examples of with our limited digital resources, we are able to transform information. How can we capacitate teachers? Same answer, please. It's a training. It is getting into a new paradigm. Accompaniment is ideal, but it's a challenge. How to achieve it in the accompaniment is, of course, we can connect with the telephone, connect with WhatsApp, whatever way. It depends how do you want to accompany. We here in Don Bosco College are almost reaching out to 80% of our students with our teachers and so on. The different methods you have to follow. What is happening, what they are doing. It is it's using the technology. Of course, ideal is to have a forum, a discussion forum, a blog in which they come in. Some will not come in. Why they are not coming in? Mentoring should be done. Online mentoring could be done. What about NEP? Will it be successful to all students? Policies are good. Actually, the policies, not everything is original. It is taken from various other policies of other countries, right? Anyhow, they have tried to put everything inside. It's good. What I feel regarding NEP, those policies should give us freedom to act upon. If everyone can decide the curriculum, that is something great. But the development of the teachers, we have to jump into it, then start developing the teachers. That's how the Indian system works. We start. So if you start developing, actually, according to the NEP implementation, it is only by 2040, the entire system comes into realistic. So it's a good thing. There are certain defects or disadvantages or exclusions. We don't need to worry. We can overcome that. We can play around it with a policy. How do you ensure child protection families? Yes, there are privacy must be taken care. Security measures should be there. All that is there technically. The policies you have to define. Wherever you have problems, put the policies accordingly, define the protocols, what rules to follow, you'll be able to do. Father, you want to ask some questions? I'll answer. I'm just looking at the chat box and responding.
Yeah. Questions must come, coming from the chat box, you respond. Others are not being aired.
John Benedict just okay, I think he's sharing the content questions. What is the ICSE stand on NEP and they are preparing the models for? I am not aware of ICSE, no, not ICSE.
ICSE.
Because as far a general answer I could give is every board will fall in line with this NEP, right? It is standard is trying to centralize everything. There are certain boards are being set up for various things, for assessment, for digital content, and they will give directions. It's too early to see that has to come from the ICSE board. NEP, how do we make irresponsible students responsible? How do we make irresponsible? You have to monitor them. You have to know their defects, their negligences. It can be known. So that is called tracking the students. In fact, in the NEP, you'll find that tracking students using AI. It may be good or may not be good, but certain automation is needed. The last time I said the agriculture society, it was small scale. Then we were personalized small scale. In industrial society, it was large scale, general. Today we are coming back to personalized, large scale education. So when you come to personalized, certain amounts of automation, data analytics, the big data that we are talking, putting all the data, those things will be setting a new path for tracking to follow the irresponsible student. See, a student is irresponsible. Our founder is a Don Bosco word in the ear. Put a word in the ear. Okay, keep on telling many times. Gradually, the boy or the girl, looking at the interest, the love that you have for the child, he will change. But now it is difficult to reach out to all because the environment matters, the accompaniment, the pedagogy, but that can be made better with getting a collective data, collated data from the system. NEP is going to be implemented from 21-22 as per the timeline given. How many accompanying students? Yes, accompanying students. Will it be applicable to all boards? Yes, it is applicable to all boards. Implementing change mechanism with respect of digital transformation. Who will be the drivers for implementing change mechanism? Everybody. Everybody will be the social media. Children are losing the energy and efficiency. Here, we cannot avoid. Maybe we have to track what they are doing. Just we give an example of today's our Saint Ignatius of Loyola. He said that he was addicted to reading. Those days there's no mobile phone. Reading all kinds of aimless books and exaggerated thought books. But there was nothing. He was given the life of Christ and the flower of the saints. That changed his life. So the parents have to find out, push things, what is important for the children. The teachers have to push into the social media where they are watching, which one they're interested. So good things have to be pushed to them. That is how we can make the social media more effective. And excessive, the eyesight getting, you have to make them realize the disadvantages, the implications of it. For example, we have a Saint Carlos Acutis who is going to be beatified on October 10th. How many of our children know? How many young people know? The video on that person and all that could be pushed. So that needs a pedagogy. You would select and push to the students. So most of these questions are actually coming down to you put the platform, you relook at the pedagogy, make your strategies clear, and it is a process that we need to go through. What digital tools can be used for interactive learning? Here, there are many tools are available. First day, Dr. Samuel was taking session for us. He has a great experience of doing this online teaching, offline teaching. He said he will make a video of all that. We will share it with you. Whoever is interested can ask, we will share that video, because it's not worth saying this tool is good, it is not good, because it depends on the context in which you are there. The electricity, the connectivity, and affordability, all these have to be taken. So it is not a generic answer. Maybe that online tutorial or online video will help you. And he's also here, he will do it. Can AB and DB in the dioceses? What is ABE and DBE? What is AB? Anybody can say what is AB? At least you can put Peter, Brother Peter Lemos. I do not know what is AB and DBE. Archdiocese Board of Education.
Someone can speak on this because we do not know ABE and DBE, what you have in the dioceses. Someone can give us a reply on to this.
Archdiocese Board of Education.
Okay.
Diocese Board of Education.
Okay.
Definitely.
Father Therese, I'm here. Good job. Yeah.
That's for Joe. Okay.
Oh. Archdiocese Board of Education, definitely it can play a great role. The diocese board has to make a strategic plan to develop the teachers over a period of next 10 years, 2020 to 2030, so that we see the result of what we are talking today. That is learning outcome based, and we are able to create a joyful learning environment in every school, whether it be it in the campus or outside the campus or in multiple locations. So that needs to make a strategic plan and develop, train the managers, administrators, teachers, and follow this plan, apply EIME fully.
Yes, fine. Yeah.
I think that is there, can play a great proactive role. Social development is not really lacking. Make the students to take a video what is happening in their own situations. There are capture it and make them to discuss among in the discussion forum. The basic practices of using the digital media, the digital platform have not gone into us, the students, the teachers. So social development is possible much more. Please let me conclude with this thought. We are struggling to get into the grip of this system. The study overall all over the world has proved that online learning is more effective than the classroom learning. Okay, the disadvantages, the demerits could be worked out and we can resolve. Why online? That even the time for class is enough, that 30 minutes enough. The teachers, the students learn more in that. It's a study by UNESCO. It is by study by Economic Forum. Many have done this, right? So
I think we cannot take any more questions now because our time is already up. We would like to conclude. Father Therese has been very kind to give a comprehensive view about the learning pedagogies and the learning environment that we need to adopt in this present time. I would like to say a big word of thank you to him for taking all the questions too. And pardon me, fundamentally,
got some problem.
Father, we can't hear you.
Father Charles. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. I would like to thank Father Thaddeus for this wonderful comprehensive input that he gave on the environment and pedagogy. And quoting S.N. Nadella, the founder of CEO of Microsoft, who said that fundamentally, I believe that if you are not learning new things, you stop.
Father, again you have gone on mute. We can't hear you.
You are mute. Father, you are mute.
Somebody is muting me. So I am on unmute. Can I be heard now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I would like to thank Father Thaddeus for his comprehensive input on environmental pedagogies and the wonderful ways that he has suggested to the question and answers that came up. And I would like to quote S.N. Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, who said, fundamentally, I believe that if you are not learning new things, you stop doing great and useful things. As educators, we are challenged today to learn anew and learn new things as well. Otherwise, we stop being great and being useful for our students. Our students are today challenging us. If I don't learn the way you teach, why don't you teach me the way I learn? And today, the digital platform is the best way for them to learn. They are tech savvy, they are netizens, and the challenge is for us educators to adopt these skills and these mindset that Father Arun as well as Father Thaddeus has spoken today, and two wonderful speakers who have given us so much insight into our present situation. And we would like to thank both Father Arun and Father Thaddeus for the inputs. And I would like to invite now Father Maria Charles, maybe to speak to give the concluding words. Father Maria Charles, if you are there, you could give the concluding words. Father Maria Charles is there?
Father Maria Charles is unable to reach. I think it's now. On behalf of Maria Charles, I'd like to thank all of you, in particular our moderator, Father Davis, the principal of Don Bosco School in New Delhi. He has a great experience of setting up schools in different places, even in remote areas, and is presently the president of the Catholic schools in New Delhi. Father,
I'm not the president. I'm a member only.
Okay. I was told that way. Thank you, Father. Thanks to all. And we will be sending this feedback. Because your inputs are important. Each situation is different. Last time we got about.
Father, will you be sharing your presentation also to the participants?
We will be sharing the presentations with you. Also, the video of the session is available in the CBCI Office for Education YouTube channel. Or this particular channel will be available. Further, we require inputs to shape what will be good, how to take this forward for all our schools and colleges. Kindly give your inputs through the survey form, which will reach you by tomorrow evening. By Saturday evening, we'll send you the feedback form where you can fill up your thoughts. So individually, you may have some challenges, and if you have some solutions for the same, you could mention any challenge and any solution. Please do so. That will contribute towards creating a very strong base for education as Catholic community, Christian community in India in the light of National Education Policy 2020. Thank you.
Thank you. And God bless. Have a wonderful day. Thanks to all the participants. Thanks to all the organizers for today.
The next meeting is on governance and management. The speakers will be the Archbishop of Nagpur and Dr. Kandasamy, a very renowned auditor for most of our Christian organizations. And the theme is governance and management, which is very important for our institutions, for our education. So
I can see
welcome.
Father Maria Charles
Start
on the
with
screen. Father Maria Charles has come in. He can conclude.
Okay, what happened? All.
He has some problem with his audio. Let's close it.
Oh, I see. All right. Right. I can see him on the screen.
Sorry, what happened?
Oh, olfactory.
Oh, then you didn't catch the mistake. I missed. I said stop that olfactory disgust.
Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. And happy feast of St. Ignatius. And may Ignatius bless us, who was a great educator. And the St. schools are doing a marvelous job in educating our young people. And may God bless all their efforts. Happy feast of St. Ignatius to one and all. Thank you.
Okay, can keep tomorrow.
Not very easy to manage this thing, huh? With the questions and everything, no? Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
One like Quran, with the bicycle. Asus, Asus, Asus. Yeah, never mentioned it. Like, one very much. Yeah. In the microprocessor, വീട്ടിലല്ലോ അമ്മയുടെ എന്തായാലും ഐക്കോറാണല്ലോ എൻ്റെ ഇഞ്ചൽ ബൈ ഇത് ഐക്കോറാണ് ഇത് വായിക്കത്തില്ലല്ലോ ഇത് ടു കോർ ഇഞ്ചൽ ബൈ എം ടു കോർ ഐക്കോർ
Because